but all of us know what the real main event on Saturday was. Is that not true, Way? As I,
Yeah, I would say so. The ball cap is on. Wow, look at this.
I'm not jumping off any bandwagon, Way.
No, this is the time to jump on. Okay.
Oh, I'm on board. I kept my seat. Okay, I've held on to my seat. It's a little sparse back here in the last row of the bandwagon. People are starting to. Me and Eugene Levy are we're handcuffed to our seats. We're not leaving.
Yeah, that's a nice hat. How long have you had that?
4 hours.
You just bought it.
I bought it today.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
So you actually went out and bought a hat today.
They drew money out of John Pollock today. I felt I was so
A sympathy.
so
purchase.
overjoyed by what they gave me over this last month that they got $50 out of me for this hat today.
Wow, it looks good on you. Like the trucker cap looks good on you. I
Does
like it.
Okay.
It does. We've been pretty swept up in this whole, Blue Jays World Series run, and of course, last night was the culmination, Game 7.
Yes, we are not quite 24 hours removed from the end of Game 7. If people are expecting me to come on here and be like crying, I'm just not. I was in such a great mood. It was heartbreaking. It was a really heartbreaking loss. But my God, I was so entertained by this game. Like, it was so dramatic. And yeah, we came out on the other side of things. But I will take losing that way versus had we been like swept or just lost like 8-2 in Game 7. I mean, we went into extra innings. We had not commanding, but we had a lead throughout most of the game. It's just some calls went our way, some calls did not go our way, and they so overperformed in this World Series. Anyone that was picking the Blue Jays before Game 1 to win was doing so with their heart and not their head, because nobody thought that this was going to be a competitive team for the LA Dodgers, and we took them to the brink as far as you could, and we lost to a better team. I can fully admit that at the end of it. But goddamn, it was close. And I had so much enjoyment over this last month of watching baseball that I'm genuinely going to miss baseball in my life for the next little while. Like, I'm actually excited about next season when it starts.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to kind of describe the hysteria around this. Friday was Game 6. A lot of us thought that might have been a chance to clinch it too. So
Not me. I did.
You thought
forecast that we were going to lose Game 6, but not. I thought it would be. I thought we would win in 7.
You were making plans to go out after the win on Saturday night.
I was legitimately in like planning my route on my bike last night of where I was going to go, because I was going to go to Nathan Phillips Square last night after the game, and my wife was like, "You're going to go out?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to go out. This is like the only time this is going to happen for me in my lifetime." Yeah. And by 12:30, I told her I'm not going out any longer. I definitely got over my skis on Saturday because I was like, we can't lose this game. I just thought we had this, and dude, Max Muncy and Miguel Rojas. I mean, Rojas especially, that was a killer. But Max Muncy was just.
Oh, don't forget Will Smith.
Will Smith was the real bad one. You're right, because that was the go-ahead run.
And of course, Yamamoto. The name that I think will stick with us.
When I saw that man warming up, not just in the bullpen, when he's doing his phantom throws in the dugout. Yeah. Chills go down my spine. That, to me, he was the scariest player on that Dodgers team this series. It was not Shohei Ohtani. It was not Max Muncy. It was definitely not Mookie Betts.
He's the Kendrick Lamar of 2025 to a Torontonian.
I saw this video of how he warms up. This guy's basically a contortionist that masquerades as a pitcher. What he does to prepare is insane. Like,
he does judo warm-ups.
He does judo warm-ups. He does stuff like
javelin.
He does javelin. He does like this contortionist deal with like his body, like how flexible this guy is. It's incredible.
Every pitcher will be doing this Trust me. Okay.
I don't think many pitchers. A
lot of pitchers will be throwing javelin.
If Clayton Kershaw tried his warm up, the man would be in a wheelchair by the end of that workout, guaranteed. Anyway. He was the difference maker in this series. He got 3 wins in this World Series.
3 out of the 4 wins.
That is insane. He pitched on back-to-back. He does what? He did 7 innings in Game 6, and then he comes back in relief in Game 7. I mean, to me, he was. I've got to say, Ohtani had the unbelievable third game, but I thought he had a much more subdued presence outside of that one incredible game that he had.
Which I think makes for, to me, a more acceptable loss. Like if it was Ohtani getting that final home run or something, I think I'd feel a lot shittier about it because it's just sort of the expected thing. At that point it'd just be like, oh, of course, But the fact that the rest of the team won, including Miguel Rojas, who was not even in the starting lineup at all.
Oh,
that just kind of made me feel better for them. This truly was a team effort, and you can't really feel bad about it. Taking things back to Friday, I went trick-or-treating with my son, and it's just go Jays, not every door, but most of the doors that I was knocking on to,
I would say
everybody.
80% of the doors. We went to one. They weren't even handing out candy. They handed out baseball cards, and they put packs of cards together that they were giving out to the kids. I mean, that was
amazing. Nobody knocked on our door past 8 o'clock. It was over. Halloween was over in the whole city by that time, and so obviously very disappointing way to even lose that game. But it just goes to show you that was the spirit of the entire city. It felt like every single person here was watching this game and really, really hinging on the result of it. So whenever it happened on Saturday, when they actually did lose, I mean, shit, the life out of this city was sucked out. It was just and I was afraid if they lost that something bad would happen, people would be rioting. It was not that. It was
energy to turn.
It was a wave of depression and silence, and I'm sure instead of a potential riot, you just got a lot of people sulking on their way home. It was. I've never really felt something like that, honestly.
Yeah, I'd have a different mood if I was at the stadium and if I was in that sea of people leaving. I can only imagine what it was. But when the game ended, it was that sucked. I can't believe we lost. And my wife's trying to ask, how did that happen? How did that happen? And I'm explaining how
it's sports,
happened.
Dude.
I was this is part
sports.
of
two of the best teams are facing each other down to the last. You can't get deeper into this than extra innings in Game 7.
This is going to be one of the more remembered World Series. You got one classic game out of Game 3, and then you got a second classic game out of it in Game 7. You are not going to have greater stakes than that for a Game 7, and I can only imagine can you imagine what the viewership in Canada alone is going to be when that comes out? For it was insane. We were talking 7 million or so that were watching the earlier games of the World Series. This is going to be an astronomical number that they do for Game 7 when that comes out. And the U.S., I mean, granted, you're coming off the Dodgers-Yankees last year, but all the fear was that, man, a Canadian market is going to tank in the U.S., and they've done... When you combine the audiences in Japan, the U.S. and Canada, you were talking 30 million viewers watching this World Series before the weekend, before the deciding games.
No, incredible. Absolutely. So when they lost, I mean, it fucking sucked. But also,
I wasn't that down, to be quite honest. I thought I would be I was disappointed, but afterward I was just man, I have enjoyed this so much that I didn't even take it as some horrible outcome either, because it was so goddamn entertaining.
Well, for me, I feel the wrestling fan in me kind of took over in that I can, obviously wins and losses matter to some extent, but ultimately what matters even more as a wrestling fan is whether or not the match was good, whether or not the card was good, whether or not the build was good. And this build was fantastic. This match was fantastic. So by the end of it, I mean, I'm on Cage Match trying to rate this entire series. series, I'd probably give it a 10. You know, like if I'm giving it star ratings, it's a 7-star type of series, of course. So
Now
I
I'll
was
hedge that a
extremely
little,
satisfied.
okay? If Joe Carter grounds out in 1993, I mean, there is something to say for winning at the end of it. That does
course.
put things over. And when Vladdy hit that one rocket launcher to the outfield, like right into center field, that gasp from that crowd was one of the loudest sounds I have ever heard for a sporting event.
So obviously the Joe Carter thing is, I mean, they replayed the shit out of that because that's just like
It's all
the
we've got.
expectation.
Okay.
Well, it's the expectation, and it almost like it's a gift and a curse because you're pressuring every single Jay who goes up to bat to have that moment, and I ultimately feel like that probably worked against us. Everybody was looking for their Joe Carter moment.
Can we break down the hit where we have Pages and Kike Hernandez out in left and center? They're going for this ball. It was Clement that hit this one, wasn't it? I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Clement. This ball drops. We win. Okay. That's how crucial this hit is. And it's going, and they're both running for it. And you just see like Pages is just like, he just tackles this dude as he catches the ball. And Hernandez goes down face first. And at first I'm thinking, oh my God, he just like charged into this guy and he's dead. And I'm watching it closer through the replays. This guy is face down because I think he believes that me and this moron just cost our team the World Series. He's thinking this ball just fell because when he gets up, he's just been railroaded by Pages. When he sees that ball is in the glove, you've never seen a man with a larger smile on his face than knowing that we have not just blown the World Series by us running into each other like a Three Stooges routine.
There are a bunch of moments like that.
Oh, there were so many.
And this is why, like, obviously, like, you know, the next day, everybody's like trying to analyze, thinking where they went wrong. Well, if only this happened, and if only this happened, if only this happened, we'd be World Series champions. Do you realize how, like, it's pointless to nitpick these things because a million of these things you could point to as reasons for why we didn't win this thing. It's not just this game; it's the several of the games prior that were so close. You know, if like I saw a lot of people get on what is this guy Kenner Falefa for his like short lead off before trying to run home for that very close call towards what was it, the 9th or 10th, I forget, bottom of the 9th, right? Like when the bases were loaded and he got out.
You can go through that for both teams. Like there were those moments. Like we had Bichette, and the guy just can't run basically at this stage of his recovery process. There was the play at home that, I mean, Grant, could you have imagined if we had won this game off the challenge at home? That
would have been so sad, but yeah, it would have been possible.
Granted, I would have taken it. I would have taken it, but
the Raptors one, if you remember, was kind of like that. It was incredibly anticlimactic because it was on some sort of technicality and it was drawn out. Anyway, it's just sports, man. Like this type of shit penalizes both teams, and therefore it's kind of fair. But
I'm not playing any of that day after stuff. I thought the Dodgers beat us. They came to, they were down 3-2. They beat us twice at home. And in game 7, they won. They were the better team after 7 games. And
you can't get mad at it. You know, you really
can't. There was nothing in these games that to me was like some outrage. There's not going to be, was this a penalty to Wayne Gretzky that will last throughout the rest of the Toronto Maple Leafs' miserable lives for the next several decades. But yeah, I think Wayne and I are going down to Sarasota next year for spring training.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably not. No, probably not. But there you go. Any other thoughts? How did you watch Game 7? Did the whole family stay up? How long did Lucas last?
No, absolutely not. Like this whole week, I feel like the whole 2 weeks, I feel kind of bad for our kids because we really rushed them to bed. Usually we give them a few more stories. Today is you get one story, you're going right to sleep because we're going downstairs. We're trying to watch this game. So yeah, we've been really neglecting.
Evie had no interest in this, so she went to bed around the 3rd inning. I didn't let Max go to sleep. He was getting tired. I said, no, as long as they're winning, you're staying up. And he's like, okay. And then it's what was it? It was like the 10th inning that I think he finally was he was not going to make it. And
Was he getting into it? Like, did he understand?
he was
the
following
appeal?
it. Like his friends down the street were like, they were also like watching it as well. He's not as much into it. Like he goes in waves. He was really into this at the beginning of the playoffs, but I mean, it's not the most kid friendly game, I guess. There's a lot to baseball. So he ended up going to sleep before the ending, which was fine. And then this morning we told him the outcome, and he was pretty sad. He was not happy. But we I got my my daughter made this sign that I sent away, and we got a. She made this Blue Jays poster and was cheering for the Blue Jays. Huh?
When did you send that to me?
I thought I messaged. Did I send this to you?
I don't think I got it. No,
I thought I did.
It's
Anyway.
okay.
Well, anyway.
But no, like I have friends in LA who are probably experiencing like the same, like the level of joy that is like as bad as we feel. I'm sure they feel just as great and the opposite. And I can't help but be happy for them because you know one of these teams was going to lose, and this time it happened to be us. So why not? It's fine. In wrestling, like a loss after a great match only makes the losing person a bigger baby face, and I'm that much more interested in seeing this team finish the story, so to speak, at some point.
So I'm gonna rattle off to you, Wei, some of our upcoming free agents, and I'm gonna also tell you
I
what
can't do this. I've only been a fan for 2 weeks, man.
I'm gonna tell you.
can't play
I'm
this
gonna
game.
tell you what they made this past year, and you're gonna tell me yes or no they come back. Okay.
Sure.
So we
Okay.
have Chris Bassett, who was pretty excellent up until Game 7. He had a rough outing in Game 7. Do you have any idea what Chris Bassett is making in the bullpen?
No, how much?
$21 million for this reliever.
Well, what is an average?
That's the creme de
for?
la creme of relief pitchers.
Okay. Well, what's the comparison?
So he's
point? Like
I don't know. He's our highest paid free agent that is coming up. So $21 million, 36 years old.
he's gone.
Chris Bassett
Bye-bye.
coming back. Yeah, I think bye. Max Scherzer, 15.5 million. He's also 41 years old, as they reminded us. I think this is it for Mad Max. He did us proud in Game 7. I think they could have gone a bit longer with him, to be quite honest.
Would the result
41 is
have
the
been
new
that
31.
would the result have been that different? I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Did you see Hoffman's interview afterwards in the clubhouse
I
afterwards?
stayed on the City TV feed where they only stayed in the clubhouse interviewing all of these poor guys, just like in tears, you know. Like there's just a
Hoffman,
level
dude.
of
He's like, I cost everybody a World Series ring. I was like, oh, dude, you don't need to shoulder this one by yourself. Terrible. Anyway, Bo Bichette is the big one. Way is he coming back?
I hope so. I think there's just like, well, great, like sort of like, you know, story and appeal just simply from that perspective, you know, with he and Vladimir Guerrero being like best friends and having been in this organization for like 10 years. I like he probably is would be the most gutting loss. I sense, you know, from a fan perspective.
Yeah, I mean, it lists here, if this is accurate, he was at 11.2 million. He's going to command significant market value, I would say. So he's going to cost a ton to retain. They do have Jimenez at shortstop, which would be his replacement, but we will see. He's the big one, obviously.
So, I mean, most of the team is coming back next year.
Most of the team, we don't have to go through all of these, but Isaiah Kiner Falefa is also a free agent. Sir Anthony Dominguez and Shane Bieber, there's a player option. So it's basically his call. Like he gets a base level salary that is offered, and he can kind of decide if he stays or if he wants to go. So we do have Scherzer and Bieber and Bichette, as well as Chris Bassett in the bullpen. Those are the big ones. That
I want to know how money works in these situations. Does it not there's no is there a salary cap?
No,
Or
no,
salary
that's one of that is going to be the contentious issue for this next labor battle is the owners wanting a salary cap and the players like a Chris Bassett being able to make $22 million does not want a salary cap.
Okay, buddy. Rodgers, Pay up, all right. You want to bring this championship to this.
Do you know how
country?
much
Pay
money
up.
they made for this playoff run? Okay. They can afford any of these players. As much as people look at the Dodgers are the big bad payroll of the Dodgers.
We're number
They were
five.
number 1. We were number 5 in the league in terms of payroll. So it's not like the Blue Jays are, this small market operation. They have the funds that they could keep all of these players if they want to allocate it. And listen, the biggest argument for the Toronto Blue Jays is that when you have a hot team, you're not talking about a hot market for your team. It's a entire country that is backing you, and you also own the network that broadcasts these games nationally. So there is maybe no better incentive than Rogers in terms of basically this country's baseball team that you can fund and bring back these players if you so choose, or upgrade.
If the next time you get your Rogers bill and they say, we've increased our rates coming up, but these increased rates are going to help us pay for a great new starting pitcher or like this great new free agent, would you be willing to pay $5 more on your cable bill?
If they did that, I would laugh so loud because last year I switched everything to Bell. So you can jack up all the Rogers prices you want. Okay. They call me every month to come back. So next time they call and want me to come back to Rogers, I'll see how the free agent talks are going. I'm like, all right, well, let's take a look at shortstop right now. How are talks with Bichette right now? Maybe I do want to change providers. Let's see.
Interesting.
All right.
All right, let's go to Brandon from Oshawa. I started Saturday night's main event at 7, stopped it at 8 to watch Game 7. I'm a sports fan. Most importantly, a diehard Boston sports fan. I bleed the colors of all Boston sports teams since I was a kid. So does my brother. So does my dad. We're also diehard Toronto sports haters, with the exception of the Blue Jays for myself. I did have a Robbie Alomar hat as a kid. I have a Pat Borders autograph somewhere. So while not a fan, they pulled me in and I watched more baseball in these past 2 weeks that wasn't Red Sox than I ever have. With that said, this was such a sweet win for the Dodgers. As a diehard Toronto sports hater, this may be one of the greatest moments of my sports fandom, right up next to the Bruins comeback against the Leafs in 2013. Toronto is used to being a loser fan base, having to suffer through so much failure over the years, but this was another level that they haven't experienced in my lifetime. To come so close and to choke like this in extra innings of Game 7 of the World Series, in which you went home with a 3-2 lead, is masterful levels of comedy, and now all the bandwagoners will hop off until the next time the Jays get close, and these people want to actually come back around and call themselves fans. People can get captured in as fake fans because they want to feel a part of something. Every fan base has them, but they will never know the true joy of going through it all with your team and then seeing them win the big one. There is no feeling like it.
You can kiss my ass.
Sorry, Todd Stottlemyre wanted to interject.
Yeah, I mean, it's I love the passion, dude. Like you can cheer for your favorites and maybe be upset at the people that are cheering for your not favorites. I think it's just part of the fun of it all.
I won't stand. I will not stand though for the criticism of the bandwagon fans, because these are the same people that if it was the other way around and the Rogers Center was not sold out last night and these television numbers were normal, just be like, this isn't a baseball town. These people won't even show up for the biggest series in the Jays' history this generation. These would be the same people complaining that people are not showing up. The reason that some of these free agents are going to come back are because of me buying this hat, okay? So I hate the argument against bandwagon fans. That's any sport. That's any large event that is going to capture the broader population to all come into uniformity towards one goal.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me either way. I think if people want to feel a certain level of ownership for having been a longer fan than other people, then great, congratulations. Like, it doesn't mean that I don't know, like somebody else can't take pleasure in it via their own ways. I feel like all of this, yes, it's a very communal experience, but it's also a very personal experience. And everybody has a starting off point at some point. So this is probably it for a lot of people. So I don't know, just enjoy it or don't enjoy it. I don't give a shit. I've been amazed at like the amount of people. Like I thought we were disrupting our schedule and that people would be pissed off. I've had zero complaints, and instead I've had plenty of people like kind of like appreciating the fact that like like we're either giving them a reason to kind of jump on the bandwagon as well, or just like they seem to appreciate hearing the enthusiasm. So that's really been great. No, like they lost, but they gained, I think, more sympathy than ever. Just like a great, like Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39, Tetsuya Naito losing to Okada. Like this is a great setup for a comeback.
November on the Post Wrestling Cafe will include Rewind Away, looking at some of the biggest retirement matches in pro wrestling history with selections from All Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, and Stardom, among others. Plus, we'll have reviews of TNA Turning Point, UFC 322 from Madison Square Garden, and the Tanahashi Final Homecoming. John and Wai will be taking all of your questions on this month's installment of Ask Away, and John gets together with Brandon from New Jersey for a Season 4 retrospective of 90210. All that and so much more. Join now at postwrestlingcafe.com. $6 gets you in the door.